Hey. All right, so let me just start off before literally everything's going to happen. Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Justin, and you are watching 288 of DangIT Podcast. So let me just kind of clear things off for people who are just like visually watching as well as listening. Oh, cool, I can see the feedback. But so as you can see, if you are watching, camera angle is different. Camera angle is super different. Why? Because we got, oh, don't mind the shaking. We got this big boy here. This is a 55-inch LG Nano Cell Series 9 TV, and we have the usual monitor right there. So as you can see, there's not really a place for me to place the mic the camera right here. So I just have a spare space, like literally just right here on the side. Don't worry, it's just temporary. We're gonna figure that out. And what I mean by everything gonna happen, I mean like I'm expecting Gabe to show up. Speaking of which, there is something I want to update you guys on, and that is if you look over here on the side, you'll see that we have a mic arm specifically for Gabe's distant ass, so he can actually talk to people directly instead of just, placing this guy like at the far end and just talking like this. Which, although it's still pretty good, still pretty decent, I've learned that I really do like when a mic is like really close to you. So there's that. So Santa's been really good to you, Justin. I would know, because that is me. Santa is me. I've literally got myself a lot of my gifts. Like, there's like only one real like physical material item that I got. Well, actually there are a couple actually. And you know what? Why don't we actually utilize the camera a little bit more instead of just like a still shot? And oh, that's my cue. That is probably Gabe right now. So let me go ahead and deal with that like real quick, and then we'll reconvene in just a little bit. Give me a second, guys. Yeah. So there are a couple new things that we got inside, so just be careful as you make your way inside.
Oh. I see one of those new things.
Yeah, I think that's the only real new thing that you haven't seen yet. But yeah. All right, we got everyone
God.
that we're kind of expecting so far. Gave everyone instant laugh track. Oh my God, it's Gabe. Sorry. Okay. So that's everyone.
Okay, but you're not on screen.
Yes, I am.
Now you are. You gotta lean forward.
I gotta lean pretty far.
Okay.
But that's okay. What I had going on was just I was introducing everyone to the TV.
Okay.
I was about to show everyone what was going on as far as just general new things that we've gotten. I have just a couple physical things I have is just like an Apple Watch stand, so that's nice. Aizawa's chilling out in the back over there.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, that was from Anaya from the Secret Santa exchange. After the actual podcast, when we went shopping, and I just
all the way out. Done.
yeah. Although, is that the one that locks? I don't know if that was. I think it's that one that locks the
This
tilt.
one locks up and down.
Yeah. Which at that point you're gonna really need to either hold on to or lock it. But yeah, that's just a temporary thing. It's generally for me for when I'm just doing anything here, because we don't have the clamps for this anymore because they don't fit here.
Yeah.
We're going to rectify that, though, when we go into the new office, which we're going to work at. Stop. Stop. What are you doing?
Following the mic, that way they can hear me.
Well, I mean, yes, that is the purpose. So temporarily, we're just going to have it set like that.
I don't have it off screen.
Okay. So, and oh man, what's really cool about the TV now is that you get to see all the comments.
The whole conversation is there.
Mm-hmm. A good amount, anyway.
Yeah, it's just a matter of, are your eyes good enough?
Mm-hmm.
Because mine are just good enough.
Just good enough.
Just good enough.
It's passing. It's like a C.
Something like it.
Mm-hmm. So, Gabe, how have you been?
I've been pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
Big things during Christmas?
Some, I guess.
Christmas.
I'm trying to think, like, what has happened since then? I hit my wall in terms of my workout.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I
like
finally hit my wall.
Upper limit where it's like, that's it.
It's really getting hard. Like, my body is tired from the one before. And so doing the one for that day, I'm still feeling it for yesterday. I'm like,
oh, yeah.
Oh, fuck, I'm here.
I've reached this point. How was it for you when you were younger? Were you just like, you don't even feel anything? You just kept working out?
Well, when I was younger, we never really pushed ourselves to, like, that point.
Oh, yeah.
And so I never really kind of, like, got hit or came across that wall.
Mm-hmm.
But definitely now that I'm, like, trying to push my body to its upper limit and get as strong as I possibly can be through my own means.
Yeah.
It's starting to get tough.
Mm.
I have my notebook here that has my, like...
Oh, your regimen?
Yeah, my workout schedule.
Cool.
My workout regimen is very simple.
Okay.
It is really just push-ups and crunches.
Okay.
But the fact that I'm increasing it each day.
Each day. Ooh.
So my push-ups start at 10, and it goes up 10% each day.
Okay.
I'm currently up to 50 push-ups per set.
Okay.
And then my sit-ups are 1.5 times my push-ups.
Okay.
And so, yeah, doing my 50 push-ups, it's hard. I really hit my wall 2 days ago.
Okay.
That's when I was really, really, like, struggling to get my push-ups in.
Mm-hmm.
And then today, I'm just tired. I'm not like...
Oh, you're not like...
I'm not like hurting and struggling to force these push-ups out. So I'm making it over the wall, but okay. I've hit it and it sucked.
Mm-hmm.
I can already feel it in my abs.
Okay.
That I've gotten a lot stronger.
At your core? Yes.
After this wall. Because
nice.
My form is better and I'm getting a lot more out.
Okay.
Like in a row.
That's good.
Because I don't have to do these in a row. I just have to do them.
Just over the course of the day.
Yeah. So
Cool.
I try to do it in like one session. So if I'm doing my crunches, I'm not gonna like stop, walk away, and then come back to it. I'm gonna stay in my position,
mm-hmm.
and then like continue going as soon as I feel my body can like handle that burn and exert itself to get the rep done.
Okay, I see what you mean by that.
Yeah, so
that's just kind of listings. And is there a certain endpoint that you're trying to reach?
I'm trying to be able to do 90 push-ups and 120 sit-ups.
Okay.
Like, because for the Marine IST, which is the initial strength training,
mm-hmm.
For a perfect score, you need to be able to do 90 push-ups and 120 crunches in 2 minutes.
In 2 minutes?
Yeah, so 2 minutes to do 90 push-ups, 2 minutes to do 120 crunches.
Wow, okay.
And so I'm trying to get to that point, and as you can see, my thing goes even further than that to where it's like 191 push-ups, 287 sit-ups.
Right, and that's just kind of...
And that's just me continuing the pattern.
You're
like,
right.
I'm more than certain that I'm going to hit a wall and a threshold that my body just won't be able to keep up with. But the idea is I will get stronger and be able to do more in less time if just overall I'm able to do more.
Mm-hmm. Right. Generally speaking, because you're just used to just the force and then the speed will come after.
Yeah. And so the way I've done it is I do it every day except for the day before I train with the Marines and the day of training with the Marines. They're the only 2 days that I don't do it.
Mm-hmm.
As you can see, I've been terrible at that. I've already missed 3 days where I did no reps.
And was that just because you're busy, or it was just like, I can't really do that right now?
One of them I was busy. Two of them were just, I don't want to do it today.
Right.
I could physically do it. I had the time to do it, but I was lazy, and I have no one to blame but myself.
I see.
I mentally did not want to do them.
Understandable, though.
Mm-hmm. And so, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys could see what's going on. There's that.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's pretty simplistic, yes.
Yeah.
Mm. Oh, yeah, I think was that the same page that you showed me when you were showing me your, point something pen?
No.
That
It was
is...
the same notebook, though.
Same notebook.
Yeah.
Wow. That's like...
0.38.
0.38.
I'm thinking about going online and actually ordering the Japanese 0.1s.
Japanese 0.1s?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to... Yeah, we're gonna have to follow up on that. Holy shit.
For a pack of 4, it's like $12.
Wow.
Yeah, they're $3 pens, and I want them.
Okay. All right. As long as the ink works very well, then we're good. So...
But, I actually tallied it up.
Okay.
Starting on, I think it was like this. Can you pull up your calendar real quick on your phone?
Oh yeah. Okay.
Or somewhere?
Yeah.
So I
Sure.
can see the days.
Okay. Are we looking for December, January?
I started on, I want to say the 6th. I think I started on the 6th of December, and since then, I've done well over 1,000 push-ups.
Okay. That might be a pretty good goal, too. Just, like, have a collective amount, like, per month they wanted to do anyway. So even if it's not, like, a full, like, set of them, doing, like, those push-ups over the course of something will add to at least, I don't know, some durability.
It'll amount to something, but the idea is I need to be able to do them all at once. And so I kind of have to stick to do as many in a single set as I can.
All right, so right now, I was checking my Twitch stuff because that was actually added to my New Year's resolution from earlier last year, or at least, December last year.
Okay.
When we were looking at it. And considering that this is kind of the last podcast of 2019, figured that we should just kind of like go over some of the goals that we had in mind beforehand.
I didn't think about it, but it is.
Yeah. Oh, weird enough, I didn't add like a goal for me to do.
Fuck. I can't believe you've done this.
I can't believe you've done this.
I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. I had the initial goal of getting 100 followers on Twitch. I have 51, so at the very least, I got halfway there. And let me see. As far as like physical stuff, because I think that's kind of like my New Year's resolution. A lot of physical works. Doing 3 sets, 10 reps, like of a curling machine over 100 pounds. I actually had stopped doing that because, god damn it, Asian parents, that's not their goal for their kid. It's, why you look so fat? Go run. So I've had to shift my entire focus to just running. And so now my goal, like at the very end of 2019, is to do my 10-minute mile. And I'm at a point where I can run 5 miles, or not 5 miles, like a 5 mile per hour pace, and just do that for 10 minutes. Okay. I can do that at the very least. So I'm gonna see if I can like crunch in like within these last couple of days to see if I can really do that.
So if that's the case, we could do a 5 mile per hour pace. That's just not enough. That's 12 minutes.
Yeah, that's 12 minutes. I think you only. I checked to see it. It was like I only got to like 0.9 miles with that pace.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm totally fine with that. The fact that I can actually just run for 10 minutes straight is good enough for me. But I also want to kind of push it to at least do the 10-minute mile.
My thing is, would it be the Asian parentness that says, "Why are you so fat?" I thought like Asian culture was like fat is healthy because it means you're eating well.
No, I could have sworn that was kind of like.
Or is that just
like
Chinese?
I think that was semi-African culture. Like if you're plump, that's like, oh, you eat well.
I know that's like big European culture. At least it used to be. But I remember like reading a few things where it's like it's good to have like really fat children and whatnot because it's a sign of health and prosperity.
Maybe that's kind of based on maybe like when you're actually in like an Asian country, but I guess like in the US, I think it's a little bit more geared towards, because you see media showcasing a lot more like fitter people. I think that's kind of like I guess that kind of addressed like the need for that for Asian parents who moved over here. So for me, my parents, maybe it could just be me, but they always just pressure me to just always like work out and just stay slim. And granted, though, I have gained quite a bit of weight, so I'm just trying my best out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Y'all motherfuckers keep saying that I'm like fit. No, no, he wasn't ready.
In the early morning, I look fit because I
Right?
haven't eaten and I haven't drank anything. But as soon as I drink my water bottle,
Yeah.
I have a 220 milliliter bottle, and as soon as I drink all that, yeah, dude, like I
just
stay round, and I'm like, I gotta get
Stop this water weight.
But since doing my thing, I've noticed that my chest has gotten bigger. My
Nice.
arms have swollen up a little.
Nice.
And when I stand upright, you see like slight
A curvature,
adage right
like
here.
on the top.
Yeah. You can see the first two coming in. I'm like, yes.
Yes. I gotta get back into that as well. So I will add that more to my resolutions. I'll probably come up with like a full listings by the time of the next podcast. Oh yeah, speaking of which, for 2020, announcement for everyone who is dead set and also focused when it comes to Super Smash Brothers. So I'm just gonna let everyone know right now. So roughly around the same time, 1 p.m. It was just like
nice bubble stuck back there.
Yes, exactly. It should be the 18th.
Right.
And let me just verify. Yep. So I verified it with Sephi. So we're gonna go over to her place and we'll have the Smash tourney for 2020. On the 18th, that's a Saturday. That's just a few weeks from now. I'm gonna try to get some training done, but it's like I don't really care too much. I'll literally just I'll be fine just walking in with a brand new DLC character and be like, I can spam B.
Right? That's what I do.
Mark saying, I'm coming for that ass, Justin. I'm like, nah, if I get killed by Steven again.
Right? Not if Steven wins it.
It's the very end of it, the finals. Steven found himself like in the finals along with Anaya once again. This time, Anaya takes the L.
My money's on Gabe. You're gonna be a lot poorer after that tournament then.
You'd be a lot more wealthier if you went for someone who plays a lot, like maybe Mark or Anaya.
If you went for Anaya, Andy, you'd probably win money.
You probably.
I have like fucking 1.3 to 1 odds that Anaya will win. And then like a 1 to 15 odds that I might win.
I mean, if you want to win the losers bracket, there's that chance. I feel so bad for you. I'm sorry. I didn't want to bring that up again.
Oh no. I'll lose that too, don't worry. I have zero faith in me.
Like, you're the new rep for Lil Mac in the ring. You're trying to massage his shoulders. It only feels a little bit more tense when you're doing it.
It's the opposite of when you need dough. I mean, I'm just hitting all Kirishima's pressure points to activate his quirk.
Gotta get harder. Coach! Oh yeah, you got this. You got it.
My main obstacles are Anaya and Andy. Mark, those are your only obstacles.
Yeah. No, I'll be honest about it. Yeah, that's kind of it.
They're the only people I know that really still play the game.
Mm-hmm. So we got people who are already saying they're definitely going to participate in it. I'll definitely get at least we can definitely update our Discord lineup, and we have a specific channel for that, so we can add everyone there and just get updates on what the rules are going to be.
Yeah.
It's probably going to be the same as last year. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, Gabe, I think that's yours. I just found it like in between my bed and the green screen. So I was like, that's not mine.
How odd. It might be.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if it's not yours, chances are it is mine. That's like a 1.13 to 1 odds.
It's like a 70% chance. Like, yeah, it's probably you.
Yeah.
Oh, Abraham's a cloud main. Ooh, okay. I literally have not kept up with any type of updates for Smash Bros. So I don't even know how scaling has been for all these different characters.
You don't know what the meta is anymore?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get like updates on that and just maybe like do some light playing when I used to when I was weird enough, like I was back in my previous position at my company. It was just I just had time to just bring out the Switch and be like,
But now you're a working man.
now I just talk to people on my breaks.
While playing Smash.
Nah, I can't do both at once. That'd be kind of weird.
Oh yeah, man, that's cool.
I can only do like mobile games because they're the most passive ass games in the world. Well, most of them. At some point, I should probably play like that Call of Duty mobile one.
It's
I heard
good.
this. Yeah. Oh, hey Gabe, is that bag relatively new? I know I saw that like maybe last week, but like, is that new?
It is a fairly old bag. It is
Okay.
Miranda's bag.
Okay.
I've just been using it.
Okay. It's like, she comes back like, hey Gabe, you see my bag? Oh yeah, let me return to you. You were using my bag? Like, yeah, there was nothing in there, so I just put my stuff in there. It was my new bag. Is there a problem? Oh no, I guess not. But like, there's no, that's fine. No, you kind of hesitated there, Miranda. Was something wrong? It's just that I did some stuff with that bag. What do you mean? Like, oh, you could just have it. You know, it's fine. I don't know where that was going, but I was like, yeah, let's keep.
It was going somewhere. We all know that.
Yes. Why don't I just go ahead and jump to a different topic here, as far as a little update as well.
All right.
My computer got an upgrade too.
I see the colors.
Yes, there's a lot more colors. It's a new processor, as well as some new RAM sticks and a new power supply. So it's been updated. So I still have the old parts for the other one. I just need to clean up that processor. Some of that thermal pasting got into one of the pins, so it's like.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Yep, that'll do it. I'll have to like gently brush with toothbrush with some rubbing alcohol. But otherwise, I think I can use that and bring it over to the new office as well. So that'd be cool.
That would be cool.
Mm-hmm. And just a general update on that, we are definitely going to get that, and that's going to be like for January 1st. So we're going to be moving some stuff over.
All right.
Mm. I was looking at Target because I need to get something for my badge as far as a new like case for it. But I was looking for also like desks and tables for that too. There was a nice desk, but it was like, I guess I'm trying to gear towards like what we were trying to focus on, like find like some kind of L-shaped desk, someone that I could just fit two people, somewhat comfortably. But I think in order to do that, we might have to like look at IKEA if there's a sale on that. Otherwise,
again, like I said, we could also hit up like Goodwill.
Yeah, I thought Goodwill is just generally just clothing brands and stuff.
No, it depends on where you go. There's a big Goodwill warehouse right there by where Miranda and I's apartment used to be.
Oh, yes. Oh, okay, yeah.
And they're most likely gonna have all of the things.
Nice, awesome. They're gonna have all of the things. Watch out for furniture though. I was looking at the chairs there too. It was nice. Just, it's up there. What's the office gonna be called? Good question, Jacory Brown. Just DangIT Office. That's pretty much it. Not gonna really like splurge it up and do anything with it. I would say as far as the size of it, we've talked about it before. It's like 208 like square feet.
Yeah.
It's I would say it's kind of equivalent to this room, if not like longer.
It's just longer.
Yeah,
That's
just
really
longer.
it.
Yeah. Just comfortable enough to fit like two people is what they were recommending, and we verified. Yeah, probably just two people.
Very comfortable. Like, comfort wasn't your deal. You could fit 3.
Yeah, you can fit 3. And I think that's all we'll really need. Otherwise, it'll just be me like kind of coming in there here and there. But yeah. Just looking at the chat here, just trying to catch up on what people are saying. There's a lot of stuff. But I don't know if there was any other updates. I didn't add topics as usual. I've been actually just kind of busy this morning, getting a little bit more of those documents required for the lease, and doing the usual animal shelter thing, and then just stuffing my face with like a salad, which I haven't finished yet. Yeah,
It's still down there.
it's still down there. They don't cut corners with those salads.
You're supposed to.
They're super beefy.
You're supposed to eat your salad.
I'm supposed to eat my salad, but don't worry, I got a fork in there.
Okay. So you have a way to eat your salad.
I have a way to eat my salad that isn't inhumane. Well, since I don't have a fork, let me put this in the blender real quick. Put this in a... You gonna drink it? Oh no. See, that's not indirect. This is a much more direct solution.
So glad that you didn't decide to go the enema route.
Bless you.
Thank you.
But yeah, it's just, I don't know what else to say. I would say I guess a general reflection on 2019 in general, as far as things, whether it be progress and whatnot. It's been kind of crazy because I did start off my new job, which has been a lot of the focus of my life. Granted, last job was kind of the same way too.
Yes.
But this one was a lot more like this one's a lot more engaging because you do talk to a lot of people and do a lot of reports and stuff like that.
A lot of yes, hi, hellos.
Yes.
All right.
So I've just been talking to a lot of people, and I guess my speech has been improved since then. I don't really know the difference.
So if in RPG sense, what level did you say you started the year off at?
Started the year off with, so I was doing a lot of data stuff.
Okay.
So, and reimbursement of the sorts for services. So I didn't really, I talked to people because some of my experience kind of chained up with what I'm doing right now. So I did have a good minimum level of like, I don't know, conversation like every day. So I would say I was at like a nice level, like 25. Let's say 25.
All right.
Like you just walked out of like the third gym.
All right, and then now?
I would say it's about, let's say 60. We'll say 60.
Okay,
It's
gone up quite a bit.
Now I just regularly converse with people. Whether I'm prepared to talk to someone or not, that's still up there.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to like give too many details about it, but we have like a holiday party, and there's actually a girl like in the company that I do like, and long story short, like I was getting some of the food at the holiday party, and she was one of the servers.
Okay.
So I couldn't even get out her name before I could like really calm myself down. It's like, oh, okay. Yeah, I'll take the pastrami, please. But yeah, it's one of those things where it's like you're used to talking to just people.
Yeah.
And but if there's something that just is out of your element, you're still kind of like frozen there in time. Just a normal thing, but I'm pretty sure I'll get used to it. I kind of like to do more impromptu types of conversations. I find like those are the most fruitful and much more engaging at the end of the day. But as far as work related stuff, I feel that I think I'm going the right direction. I just gotta keep improving on my job and everything like that, so I can actually keep it and also get raises for it. So, and it's all to also help with the office space, which though we kind of like did that at the very end or earlier this month. I'm glad we're kind of going forward with it. It's kind of I given it like a 6-month lease so far. So within that 6 months, I'm gonna get like really serious about it. As far as just like trying to kind of like rework how things are. I know that a lot of my focus gets distracted when I'm over here, especially now that we got a new TV here,
TV.
where I can watch all the Mandalorian.
I started watching that last night.
I did too. Well, not last night, but like I started watching it.
Yeah, I started watching it last night.
Do you ever have the impulse to just think about that theme song? You'll just be on your way doing things, and all of a sudden you're thinking like, it's like this. I don't.
I've not watched it enough to like get that caught in my head.
I don't know. I don't know. It sticks to me. I like it. It gives it a different like vibe, even though it is the same universe.
I like how very grounded Mondo is.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't feel like some uber protagonist badass, some John Wick style fucking gun everybody down without any type of trouble whatsoever.
He does. He is a pretty good marksman.
He is an excellent marksman, though. I will give him that.
But he's also one to be like, "Hey, droid, stop! Oh, I'm with them."
Yeah, I'm in the guild. Like, there's times where he's legitimately pinned down.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, fuck.
Well, shit. And I guess one of the push. Well, I mean, aside from the TV, but also like Baby Yoda. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, Baby Yoda! Why you do this? He just wants to grab the lever ball.
He just wants the little ball.
And he's so Mandalorian's like, after he just escaped, would probably make a situation that would have made him cheese whiz or Swiss cheese.
Cheese whiz. Shut up.
Do you know what's coursing through my veins right now? Cheese whiz? Not even not even a break.
Right?
Thunder. Oh shit! I got to see Captain America's ads on the big screen here.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
You get to see America's ass.
That is America's ass.
She was so fucking out of it.
Man, that makes me even more excited to actually see what Falcon the Winter Soldier has in store. And of course there is was it WandaVision. Mm-hmm. I want to see how that's going to play out, because it really does look like, it almost feels like kind of like an alternate like timeline, if not dimension or space.
I think that's what it is. I'm not 100% on it. Quick question with The Office, Justin.
Yes.
In terms of these
custom destined nameplates.
Yeah. Would you say red plate with white letters or white plate with red letters?
I would say red plate with white letters.
Red plate
with
white letters?
Yeah.
All right. And then is there like
a style?
Yeah. A framing that you would like more?
I think the bottommost one, yeah.
The gold aluminum?
Mm.
All right.
Okay. What if Cap died in Endgame, asked Corey?
Well, he did in some versions.
Yeah, he did. Remember the cut version where Thanos literally went to all the timelines that they went to and literally killed everyone?
Everyone.
Andy, the second most. Mark, you want to smash later?
Oh, Lord.
Oh, man. The gift that keeps on giving.
Right.
So, Mark was talking about Rise of Skywalker, like, real quick. Just saying, like, it was good. Just felt kind of rushed. Did you feel like it kind of rushed itself here and there?
I don't.
For certain things, yeah.
I feel that it was relatively well paced, the way that they ran about things.
Mm-hmm.
The only, like I've said, at least in our own company, that felt really off to me was the mid-action desert scene.
Mm-hmm.
It was a lot of really bad cuts and really bad
weird
editing.
Sense of like spatial awareness too.
There's no awareness to the audience of where they were and what was located where, by the way that they went about. So
during the whole confrontation at the near end of like that, you could say desert arc.
Yeah. Like the whole thing from start to finish felt wrong.
Mm.
Like, nothing about it melded together or really seemed connected.
I do want to say, what actually came out of like the desert scene was what was it? They were they reintroduced the whole like parallel like or telepathy between Rey and Kylo Ren.
Yeah.
And I think with the last movie, if I recall correctly, it really was just kind of like that divide that was ever so present with them.
Mm-hmm.
But with this one, they made it a lot more like overlapping, and not just by like doing different cuts between them. Like they were walking past each other, as we were saying, as they started escalating like a little bit more physical violence. The environment around them started to like change as well.
Yeah, as they would be able to see the things that they interacted with on the other end.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that was pretty fucking cool.
I think so too. They really tweaked that, so it was definitely just like a game changer as far as like interaction with people in the movie. And oh my god, no, I just wanted to say I feel bad for Chewie. Chewie loses everyone.
Everything, dude.
He loses so many people in this movie. No, just this entire trilogy. Just losing everyone.
Everybody dies. Just everybody dies.
Mm-hmm.
If you know their name, they're dead. If you don't know their name, they probably died too.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there is something I kind of wanted to bring up, which is kind of a bit of a spoiler. So for those of you who don't want to hear that, then too late. I wanted to talk about because like one of my coworkers, he's a big fan of Star Wars, so
Okay.
he had a lot to say. He said he liked it, but there were certain things that he didn't like, and one of them was the fact that they kind of like pushed or inserted Leia as kind of like a Jedi already, or at least has been trained by Luke, whereas previous movies, and as far as I know lore, she kind of didn't. So because of the Last Jedi showing off her like kind of like force awareness,
Yeah.
and the fact she can like project herself and like kind of pull herself like from places to places, they kind of, I forget, I guess the new director kind of had to insert how she was able to do that by showing that she was trained under Luke with the Force and with the lightsaber.
Yeah.
Which would explain why she would have one for Rey to have to then pass it on to Kylo Ren for the end fight stuff.
For me, it does make a good amount of sense.
Yeah.
Especially since the lore that everyone is talking about is now Legends. It's no longer canonical stuff after Disney bought the rights to Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
And that is and always will be a big like schism between the fan base of like, oh well, Legends is real and true and whatnot because that's what originally was, as opposed to what Disney's trying to retcon in and shoehorn their own ideas of it into. And for me at least, the sad truth of the matter is the canon is what the people that own that material say is.
Yeah.
Legends will always have a place in the lore, and I actually do like it more with the B canon being called Legends.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the stories in that, they feel so outlandish when you like try and ground it in the reality that the movies had presented. And so it does feel like people telling legends and it being expanded on and expanded on and expanded on and expanded on, like legends are in our reality.
It's true.
Where if anyone's seen Braveheart,
That sounds familiar.
during the Scottish Revolution with Mel Gibson.
Okay.
He plays William Wallace, and in the movie he's going through fucking William Wallacing his way through the fucking through the Englishmen, and he builds a huge reputation for himself that goes beyond the scope that he thought he had, to where when the final battle between the Scots and the English and whatnot takes out, and they're like, well, who the fuck are you? Well, I'm William Wallace. No, you're not. William Wallace is 7 feet tall. And fucking this is it. Yes, and shoots lightning out of his ass. I've heard all the legends. That's not me. I'm William Wallace.
Shoots lightning at his ass.
Yeah. Where it's like, things just get blown out of proportion as the story gets retold by other people.
Mm-hmm.
And so Legends feels like that at times. Because I think in one of the Legends stories, the kid of Leia and Han throws a kyber crystal in his blaster and shoots down an Imperial Star Destroyer. Like, how fucking outlandish does that sound? Where it's like, oh, I threw the fucking crystal that makes lightsabers work and shot down at a fucking Imperial Star Destroyer.
Okay.
It's like, if it worked that way, why doesn't everybody?
Right, that's true. You know, still the most outlandish thing I saw, in a good way, was Last Jedi's like little time like speed warp or time speed jump through the Star Destroyer.
Oh, when they fucking hyperspeed.
Yes, and I was thinking like, why doesn't anyone do that? It's like, why don't we just get droids to pilot those, enter hyperdrive, and literally just like cleave through all these Star Destroyers?
Yeah, people were talking about that after that movie came out. They're like, you just introduced a horrifying new weapon to this series.
Mm. But I guess that's a resource, so like, I guess you're better off not trying to like sacrifice one pawn over the death of another thing.
It happens in The Rise of Skywalker, though.
Did it?
Yep.
I don't remember.
At the end of the movie, when like everything's falling apart, when they finally win and whatnot,
mm-hmm.
during one of the scenes where they're like panning up to show the ships and all that, one of them is cleaved straight through with the same like special effects that they had.
Oh, really?
With the light jump, with the fucking warp jump.
Yeah. Damn. And kind of going back to that scene too, dude. Palpatine. Do it. And I was like, whoa. I'm gonna meme the shit out of this. You son of a bitch. I'm in. That Force Lightning was raw. Like, oh my god. And actually, you know what? After the movie, someone posted on YouTube like all the voices that Rey like hears in her head.
Yeah.
To get her back up. And one of them was Samuel L. Jackson, to which I would have wished he would have said, like, use the Force, motherfucker. Just this once. Please. Just give into your dark side just a little bit more. And I can't get over the fact that every single time like Kylo Ren or / Ben shows up into frame, I always think like, oh, Wide Boy returns.
The return of Wide Boy.
Also, another cool little thing at the end of the movie, because I think they kind of figured out a formula which they like to reference certain things like in like earlier on in the movie back into the present to create like a dramatic effect, which was again like the Force like telepathy, the fact that they were able to like transfer lightsabers over.
Yeah.
And the guys, I mean, aside from the fact that the guy standing behind Kylo Ren could have easily saw that, but aside from that, I like the bit where he just kind of like shrugs and like, what are you gonna do? And then almost nearly just like one frame later, you just see him like, mode. Yeah. But yeah, I still enjoyed the movie. That was all. Yeah, that's good. Okay, Mark was saying, okay, he's adding on to the whole like voices being heard. It was Ahsoka, Anakin, Qui-Gon, Obi-Wan, Mace Windu, Alea. I don't actually know that one. Yoda and that Rebels guy.
There's
I think I know who it was. Someone like there's a YouTube video of it, so they can definitely do that. Jakar Brown, just kind of looking back up, it's like, didn't Leia kiss her brother? And I was like, yeah, we don't like to try to talk about that, but Sweet Home Alabama. No, I'm gonna stop that real quick. But yeah, that was kind of an awkward situation, but hey, they didn't know about it, and when they did, they stopped. But saber transferring, was reaching, but healing has been mentioned before and on previous material. So people, I guess there's of course going to be some controversy whether or not force healing should have been included as well. But it's kind of been in the canon, just generally speaking, just force healing. We just never saw it in the movies. Never did.
What he's saying about the saber transfer being reaching, I don't think so.
Force reach.
In The Last Jedi,
be with me.
There was scenes where Kylo would reach out and take something from Rey, and then he did it again in this movie when he took her fucking necklace thing from that one planet.
Right.
And so now that they're utilizing it as an asset to where they hand over something as opposed to just straight up snatching someone's weave, it still falls within the lore that they've been building with this connection that they have.
Yeah, that only seems to be accessible through them. Although, that's to say, the Force can let someone reach out to someone, a la like Luke going out there as like an apparition towards Kylo Ren to distract him, and Leia to some extent to distract him, even though that was probably like her final push.
Almighty push?
Yeah, almighty push. I also say that in this movie, Rey was kind of being whiny for the most part. But I guess I can't really quite understand it because like she is an orphan for the most part as far as she knows, or at least at that point. Lost her parents, doesn't know her past, and now all of a sudden all these things just start popping into her head and she can't even focus to the point where she just gets frustrated over everything. And at that point, like, people telling her what they know about her and she just gets upset. I noticed that in the movie, Kylo Ren, like, aside from like his hustle in the very beginning of the movie where he's just trying to find this Palpatine motherfucker so he can just put him down.
Yeah.
After that, he's actually pretty calm in the entirety of the movie. Like, all he does, he just talks. He just talks to Rey for the most part. He'll give orders, and if someone tries to disobey him, he'll of course use the Force for one occasion or another. But generally speaking, like, he's not really aggressive at all, like, throughout the movie. And it's only when, like, he's fighting other people that he's actually getting, like, physically aggressive towards them. So I was kind of like impressed with that for his character, and that was even before he went through the whole change after talking to Han one last time.
Yeah, I feel after he killed his dad, he had a much stronger resolve, and after everything, he just kind of focused in on what he needed to do, especially after hearing Palpatine.
Yes,
which still bugs me. Because a bit of the lore is hidden away in Fortnite's Star Wars event.
Are you sure though? Because like, they just showed, as far as I saw, they just showed like just a clip from the movie.
They showed a clip from the movie, but after they showed that clip, the Palpatine is saying that he's initiating the final order or whatnot.
Oh shit! Okay.
You can hear Palpatine's voice just over everything, taunting the galaxy, saying that it's time for whatever. Which is in the opening crawl, how it's like the galaxy hears Palpatine's voice echo across the planets. That's what they're referencing.
Yeah. That was super scary, where it was literally that confrontation with Rey and Palpatine, where he was just saying like, I am all the voices you hear in your head, and he like alternates his voice as well. And I was like, that's what. And to think that they kind of set it up so in this movie to make it so Palpatine was the big bad guy throughout all of it.
Love it. I absolutely adore that. I love overarching villains that overarch everything. It's kind of like the idea with how Thanos was, where it's like every bad thing that you've ever come across, it was because of me.
It was me. Dio.
Exactly. People love Dio because he was the threat.
He was the beginning.
Across like 2 series.
I mean, I'm trying to think of another one. Well, I mean, Kingdom Hearts does that too with Xehanort. But yeah, as far as the execution for all that, that's another question. But yeah, I get that too.
Damn. when new Star Wars has better storytelling than you do.
Hmm?
Kingdom Hearts needs to be feeling it.
Oh shit, you're right. You really gotta look within.
Their original storytelling is worse than a money-hungry corporation doing the biggest retcon ever.
I mean, like, I can't stand with what David's saying. Like, the first Kingdom Hearts storyline, fair. It's fair enough. It's tied in with Disney, so it has like a little bit of a childish like theming to it, but it's also finding your friends and the strength within and everything like that. Yada 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 yada. The power within.
The power within.
The power within.
Power within.
We ain't starting that, but I do remember that. Yes.
I
And
need an audio clip of that.
the power within. But it's us instead. But what else are people saying? We kind of went through a Star Wars tangent.
We did.
Mm-hmm.
What I want to point out is something that might jinx us, and that is we have excellent connection right now.
Excellent.
Excellent connection, it says.
Oh, okay. That makes me a little bit more reassured. So good job on the wording, YouTube.
Yeah.
Sometimes it just takes a little bit of wording to get exactly what you want.
Yeah. Especially since when I first got here, there was a yellow bar saying connection may be interrupted.
Yeah. It gonna happen. So I mean,
Hopefully that won't happen at the new place.
the new place, yeah. A little bit more of a stable connection. I'll check the internet speed for that to see if that would work. Most likely it will, because the minimum requirements to do streaming like this doesn't really require a lot. So for like some high fidelity type stuff, then yeah, you might as well just go fiber.
Yeah. So I would like to address the latest comment in our chat right now.
Okay. What'd you see? There's a lot.
The latest one.
The latest one. Oh my god. You guys beat Sword and Shield yet? Oh my god, Ja'Cory Brown. First of all, I don't think Gabe has any of the games or Switch.
I have not had any of the games since Emerald.
Okay.
I've shown zero interest in Pokemon since I think Black and White. Or which one did they add like the actual 3D sprites where you're actually
X and Y.
about
X and Y.
X and Y was the last time I had any interest in the games. And the Game Boy Advance SP was the last piece of Nintendo technology that I've ever owned.
Good choice.
As well as if I were to choose a starter, it would be Growlithe, and I won't play until that can happen.
Until that can happen.
Yeah.
All right. And Ja'Cory Brown, yes, I beat the game too, so it's like, yeah, okay. Oh yeah, I guess I have to do like some kind of Nuzlocke run on that, huh? Yeah. Sounds like work.
I believe in you.
Sounds like work.
I mean, this is a secondary job that you chose to have.
I chose that. That's the emphasis. You chose to have. All right. I guess I'll do it at some point.
I mean, like, if you really wanted, tomorrow there could just be no channel because you're like, yeah, I'm done. This is a little experiment and all that. I'm done with it. Okay, bye.
I understand that is something that I could do, but I wouldn't because I still enjoy kind of doing it.
Kind of.
I just haven't really found that drive quite yet. And I think the new office will help out with that too, because it's just, well, like after stopping the skits for a good bit, I was like, man, dude, I've lost a lot of the passion, which was like going out and filming and doing like some funny shit.
Yeah,
and
something I would love for us to do again.
Yeah, we just need, I think what we just like is just a plan.
Mm-hmm.
We just need to come up with like a storyline and then just kind of work through every single element to make it as funny and entertaining as possible as far as the end product, but also what can we do to make it get there but also enjoy filming that as well, because a lot of the filming stuff that we do is just we sit down and we talk, and that's all right. I mean, some people enjoy that, like all the reaction stuff and whatnot, but for me, I know that I kind of lost a little bit of interest, like at a certain point with the vlogs, even, which is like it's the same thing, rinse and repeat. I just gotta do something different. That's why I got like a new camera to do some B-roll with, and I'm still kind of looking to newer cameras to kind of like improve on the quality, so that like the sit down videos are at least cleaner.
Uh-huh.
And I'll be like, oh, this looks nice. And considering that we have like a lot of assets now that can do 4K editing. It's like, okay, all right, let's try to do something with this.
What if we don't?
Oh well.
Just fucking take off.
No reason. I just gotta take off. I just gotta go. But yeah. Mark was saying Groot Gang and Gabe would put a starter in the PC and get a Growlithe. Pokemon Phoenix Rising, the RPG fan project, has Growlithe as a starter. So
as soon as I read that, that's why I picked up my phone, because I was like, I gotta look into this.
Well, leave it to his fan base to allow you to do something like that. Wasn't Growlithe also a Pokemon that you could?
Nope.
No, not even the Pokemon Dungeon stuff.
Nope. It was
Man.
Vulpix.
Bitch, what?
Yep.
I mean, granted, they both need stones to like evolve, but like,
Who the fuck talks about Vulpix?
mm-hmm.
No one.
You talk about Ninetales, not Vulpix. With Growlithe and Arcanine, you talk about both.
You talk about both because James had a Growlithe and he loved the damn thing.
Best trainer right there.
Dude, the dog house was bigger than our houses. Fucking rich boy. What was his Growlithe's name? James is a Growlithe.
I'm trying to think. I wouldn't. Yeah, I can't come up with it. Let's see.
Fucking hate you, James.
With Doggy.
Growly.
when he evolves into Arcanine, still gonna be Growly. But Mark was also adding a love for Game Freak to make a Pokemon game maker like Pokemon or Mario Maker, kind of. That's actually a really interesting idea, because the assets are there, especially if you just went with like the Game Boy Advance or just some type of like older generation game.
How would that work though?
Well, like the Pokemon are like their own data stuff, and you could just like set, like, you know, for each area, like if there's gonna be like wild area segments where it's just like grass or just rocky terrain where you can encounter a Pokemon, and then within that group you can decide what Pokemon is going to be where and at what like frequency, what percentage are you going to see more of that and this and that.
Like, yeah, I understand like the mechanics behind that, but the scaling of it,
It's
and
kind of
the amount of like things that go into making a Pokemon game, that it doesn't translate in the same way that a Mario Maker does. Because Mario
Right.
Maker is just segmented levels that are broken up.
Well, it could follow the same route as like the RPG Maker game, where like you just make a bunch of like RPG games based on that program.
And that's what Phoenix Rising is. They're using
Oh, really?
they're using RPG Maker and Pokemon Essential Game Engine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, something like that.
Oh, he makes a good point. Why don't you play something like Pixelmon? or like Monster Catcher, any of those other fucking
Or the new one, Temtem.
something like it, dude. There's so many bullshit fucking
Knockoffs.
Oh my god, dude.
Or expansions.
Ooh.
Oh, look, Temtem. Yeah. Even Steam's saying, like, Temtem is a massively multiplayer creature collection adventure inspired by Pokemon. I'm almost tempted by Temtem as well. And the best part is that you see a promotion for Temtem on the Switch. So it's like,
really?
yeah. So it's like, okay, they're just gonna let it go.
Yeah, they just don't care, it seems.
Mm-hmm.
This is not what I thought it was.
Mm-hmm. It's pretty much the same thing.
Would you like to play Dracomon or Nexomon or Hypey Monster 3?
Hypey Monsters.
Oh, Battle Camp. That's another one.
What was another one?
Hexmon War?
Oh yeah, is Pixelmon also? Isn't that just an expansion to Minecraft?
No.
Oh, it's an actual.
There's a mod called Pixelmon, but then there's an actual app game called Pixelmon.
Nice.
And it's not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming.
That's okay. That happens.
Experience buffering.
That happens. It happens to literally the best of us.
Yeah, but it's funny because Pixelmon was an app for like voxel style fucking what's it called Pokemon game that Pokemon almost immediately shut down, and then they almost immediately came out with the fucking Pixel Pokemon game. What is that? Pokemon Quest. That's it.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, this is what Pixelmon looked like.
And then Pokemon's like, oh shit, we got a new game out called Pokemon Quest.
Yeah.
Looks like this. Don't ask about
They
it.
immediately shut that shit down, and then
Proceeded to
steal the idea, and come back with it later.
That's funny. But let's see. I'll still say that fake Mon contest for Game Freak, because they could have get way more Pokemon and quality ones too. And the fan ones can actually make some pretty good shit.
They can.
It's
They
true.
have to do it.
I think Temtem's actually like included like a design that Mark really liked for one of the starter water Pokemon. And I was like, yep, they did it. And they're going to roll with it. And you see Game Freak over there, they ain't doing anything. Nintendo's ain't doing anything, so take it.
Take it and run.
Before we close out the podcast, I did want to give a shout out to that Netflix series called Netflix is a Joke.
Yeah.
This is great. I love the ones where I forget it was Dave Chappelle. He was talking about like his 4 encounters with the juice.
The juice. Yeah. Do you have more to this? You know
I mean, like he just talks about his 4 encounters like throughout his show. Starting off as like, oh shit, that's O.J. Simpson, and then it just kind of goes at the end of the day where, after kind of having an idea like what he did, but also like understand that he comes off as a nice person. At the very end, he just comes off like after like a show or something like that with one of his friends, and then OG comes in and is like, hey, good to see you guys. Mind we take a picture together? At this point, like Dave Chappelle just ended like one of his careers. It's like, no. Pretty much to a point where it was just like his reputation is too flaky to take a photo with O.J. Simpson.
Yeah. There's times. We can't all be like Michael Jordan and try and resurrect the Chaplin. He tried, he failed, he shaved it, he moved on. People didn't hate him for it.
It's about trying.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm pretty sure with Dave Chappelle and his rocky stardom at the moment, people will hate him for it if he tried to bring back the Chaplin.
He had a joke about Care Bears. The video started off, yeah. We were just like, how old are you? How old are you? 24. 24. You know shit. You don't know shit.
You're reading about the history that I lived. Dude, we lived in the dark times.
I Saturday mornings I watch cartoons. There's one show called Care Bears.
Yeah. It was he led into it talking about, see, I came from a time where I didn't know who was calling till I picked up the phone.
Right?
And you come from a very informed age where back in my time, we learned things off the TV, one thing at a time. I remember I was in class and teacher wheeled in the TV. You guys remember that. And she wheels in the TV and we're watching the rocket launch. And everyone's enjoying it. It's outstanding watching it for about 5-6 minutes. And then the motherfucker blows up. National tragedy. So bad The teacher looks at us, is like, "You can go home."
Yikes.
We were generation bred to care.
Yeah.
We were bred to care. We had a show called Care Bears.
They were not even mad. They just got really serious, like, ooh, And then he talked about like how they shot love out of their chest, and it's like, I want to do that, and then reality set it in, telling them they can't do that. However, he shot love on someone's chest, so that's the next best thing.
This joke made such a huge fucking turn.
I think it was all to set up that joke.
It was all, dude. Dave Chappelle has excellent fucking craft when it comes to telling a joke, because it is 99% setup and anticipation and building suspense, and then he lets his joke out and it's like, oh, fuck, that was nowhere. How I understand how you got to that, but if you were to just start the joke and end the joke, it wouldn't have made sense.
Mm-hmm. There's also a couple bits from Kevin Hart too. There was one that
I don't think I've seen Kevin Hart's ones.
There's one where he talks about like, like we have some like because I got robbed and stuff like that. So I have like a gun like placed here, and all of us, we always have like these scenarios that we play in our minds about how we're gonna use this weapon. And so I guess someone was talking to the sound team on this one, so they would play like music in the background with deep bass and just like a constant like violin just kind of stringing along. It was like, oh shit, you gonna do this to me? Well, all right, let me see if I just get my mail real quick for the last time. Boom. And I guess he just went through like 4 levels of that, and at the 4th one he couldn't do it because he just kind of broke down laughing. He's like, wait, this is my favorite part of the joke. So much so that the sound team had to wait for him and then cue and play it.
Oh God,
That's great.
That's hilarious. I think one of my favorite like jokes about celebrities that I've heard came from Aziz Ansari, where he was talking about how he went to some like fancy French restaurant and whatnot, and off at another table, I think he said he saw Ja Rule. It was a Ja Rule or some like famous rapper or whatnot. But he was talking about how I saw him, and I was like, oh, this is incredible. I'm gonna watch this. I'm gonna see how he goes about his restaurant service. And as he's watching him, he says that the server he offers him a grapefruit, and he says, yeah, I love grapefruit. And he comes back with the grapefruit wine or grapefruit juice, and he sets it down. He's right there. Hold on. Why isn't this purple? He said, excuse me? Yeah. Why isn't my grape juice purple? Sir, it's not grape juice. It's grapefruit juice. I know what a grape is. It's a fruit. I know this. You don't have to tell me. No, sir, I don't believe you're getting this. A grape is not the same thing as a grapefruit. It's something else entirely. You have grapes and grapefruit. I understand grapefruit, banana fruit, apple fruit, fucking tomato, vegetable. It all makes sense to me. It was just like, whoa. He never knew what a grapefruit was. This grown ass man, rich as hell, does not know what a grapefruit is. And he's upset at the waiter for knowing what it is.
The only way I knew about grapefruits before I even saw one was annoying orange grapefruit.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. It was a much more innocent time at that time.
Okay.
Yeah. Not to how it is now. I don't even know. Well, we probably shouldn't dive into that a little bit right there.
I'm more than certain it's still going.
Yeah. I did want to point out with Ibrahim before we end the podcast, he was asking, like, what's the 2020 New Year's resolution? And for the new decade and the new year and new month, I don't have anything to say about the new decade, per se. Except for that Nyan Cat was from this decade.
Still going. 8 hours ago.
8 hours ago. Hey, I mean, like if it still gets views, it still gets views. I guess. I mean, like chitlins, chitlins who don't know any better. Chitlins that they don't know. They don't know. It was a okay show. So yeah, I don't have any like resolutions for the decade. I just get mesmerized in like what was actually within this decade, even to like the 2010, and thinking like that's pretty recent, but it actually wasn't.
So, Justin, what do you want to have accomplished by the time you're 36 then? Think of it that way.
Okay, by the time I'm 36, maintain the same job, have something. I don't know what the proper word for it is. Just something for this channel specifically that I'm happy with, and I'd love to continue doing. So something that I could continue ongoing is YouTube, just generally speaking. But I think I'm just trying to. I want something. I don't know, something out of it, some more enjoyment. Maybe it's just like more subscribers and therefore much more like communications with other people. Maybe it's just that, where we can connect to people, we can go out to different places and meet up with them, do some collaborative videos or be part of events and whatnot. Maybe that. I would say dog, but that's not happening. Not under this roof. I'm not sure about DangIT Productions as an office. Just jump back into that, figure that out along the way. Maybe just have a significant other at that point. I can't imagine seeing chitlins anywhere in my future. Just a significant other, and I'll be okay with that for now.
That's a weird thing. If you were to start having kids within the next 10 years, either your parents would have had to have passed or you had to have moved out. That's a weird thought.
It is a weird thought. I also believe, well, like my mom's like, well, I guess like by the time, yeah, that's ooh. Yeah, they'd be pretty old if they haven't passed away at that point. Man,
That's a somber thought to have.
no, actually 10 years. No, I was thinking like, because you said like 36, I immediately applied like 35 years. It's like, ooh.
Oh,
But
you threw
no,
35 years
yeah.
into your equation?
Nah. My mom's 60, so she'd just be 70. She'll be all right.
She still has minimum 20-ish years.
Yeah, so yeah, within the next 10 years, parents will still be here, thank goodness. And hopefully, but I won't have a dog, so I'm a little sad about that. But I got other things to focus on, so I think I'm slowly getting out of that phase. Slowly.
We need little Justins. Fucking Mark.
No. And stay the fuck away from my kids.
Alright, so here's another question.
Okay.
If you were to get to the point where you had kids, how much, if any, exposure do you think you would have them with the channel in terms of the channel?
Okay. I would make them just kind of like put it like objectively, they would be beings that exist that I would mention here and there because that's just part of my life. I do vlogs, so they might be involved in that sense of just doing things like when they're really, really small. But when they get older, it'll be a lot less of that, and they're just kind of doing their own thing. So I wouldn't really involve them too much.
So
just more like a father's perspective.
No channel integration like EB and all that?
Huh. What you mean, like EB as in like they're just or like the Shaytards, something like that?
Something like it, yeah.
Oh. I mean, I commend those who are able to do that and stay stable with that, but I probably wouldn't want to do that too much because that does kind of affect them in a certain way, especially when it comes to their independence. Because let's say, I mean, this is being hopeful about it. Like, let's say I become like pretty big, like in the mainstream of things, where people start to know me and recognize me.
Okay.
Sure, they may know my kids by like a face here and there, but I wouldn't want them directly involved where their existence is related to mine when they're meeting other people. Because I just want them to just kind of be independent of themselves, that they can define themselves not by their father being like a well-known person. That is, if that were to happen.
I feel it. I would say like the only like real trouble that you'd have with that is if you do end up like getting to that point, there would be no real getting around it.
Yeah.
No matter how little screen time that they would have on the channel, as soon as anybody knows who their parent is, that's already going to be linked.
Right. And at that point, it's about just sitting down with your kids and just kind of letting them know, like, hey, this is the thing that I do. This is kind of way back in the day. And you, as a result, might be affected by that. But I wouldn't make a big point as to, like, oh, this means you have a chance out there. It's like, no, this is just a thing. You'll be affected by it, and it's up to you to decide how you want to go about it. So, just kind of just guiding them along the way to see where they would like to stand. Like, oh, I want to make YouTube videos too. That's cool. I'll help you out with that. Not by like plugs or anything like that, but just like, how would you want to set that up?
Just toss them plugs and all that shameless plugging.
Yeah, go check out my. I'd probably do that anyway, but just because, just like, I'm dead.
I'm dead.
Yep, that's. Oh yes, I did see Pizza Fairy. That's a great name. We have never seen Justin's parents for a good reason, which is why I would think he tried to show his children as little as possible.
Well, with his parents,
it's different.
Their discretion that they don't want to be. I'm pretty sure Justin wouldn't want to regardless, but it's kind of micromanaged to the point because they don't want to be.
Mm-hmm. I mean, sure, like they might like show up here and there, like, but it's just a weird thing that like my dad's pretty like self-aware of like how modern times function, but my mom is kind of not. And it'd be kind of cool to have them like appear somewhere here and there, and I can admit to like the authenticity of the video as because they show up, but I make the decision that I don't really want like too much family involved on my channel because it's a independent thing. Kind of linking back to like teaching my kids that it's just a thing that I have. You don't have to be involved in it. It's up to you to sort out how you want to be. Because for me, like independence is kind of a big thing. Well, I mean, they do support me to an extent where they allow this kind of stuff to happen, but they also still live in that same space where like this is kind of unnecessary still. And to a point, yeah, it is, but just it's something I like to do. So
yeah, it's a very expensive hobby.
But look what it comes up with,
right? Look at this TV.
Oh, followed by all the Baby Yodas, like.
Bro, like, do you have any idea how much free pizza I've gotten over the years?
Bro, how much free pizza?
I've saved at least $25.
Two pizzas. Varying on their sizes, depending on the budget. Yeah. All right. Was there anything else you want to add before the end of this 2019? I don't have an actual like New Year's resolution now, so I will bring that up next podcast in 2020.
I'm gonna have to rewatch our old podcast so I could even see what mine were. I don't remember what they were. I don't write it down and I don't keep track. I'm that kind of guy.
He's that type of guy.
I make promises and then forget I made them, so it's your fault that I didn't keep up with it.
Damn, it's a good thing Cortana was cheap this time, not you. Don't make a girl promise if you know you can't keep it.
I don't remember making it, so.
Bitch, I don't even know who you are.
Right? I don't even know who you are.
All right, so in that case, we will reconvene next time, hopefully within the office, actually. Because, what's it?
You said it's the first, yeah?
Yeah, it's the first, so we have the time to actually move in stuff. And, actually...
that shit. Oh, no, wait. Yeah, we have time. I was looking at, because you have it set to January, so I was like, the first is a Saturday. We're going to do that shit early. No, the first is a Wednesday.
Yeah, we got a couple days. I actually requested, like, a day off here. So, and I have Friday off, just naturally, like, every other Friday.
Okay, so Thursday, Friday, we'll have time to...
move stuff in.
Yep.
Oh, it's going to be really exciting. It's also kind of terrifying, but in a good way.
Yeah, we're going to have a fridge.
Yeah, I think a fridge actually is quite necessary. But yeah. All right, we'll end it here. So thank you guys so much for watching this weirdly set up podcast episode, but it's okay.
This camera angle actually works well. I like it.
I think it's because it's a lot closer to us and it's not looking down too much at us.
Mm-hmm. The sad part is when we like start viewing things on screen, is gonna have to move and be in a weird ass fucking spot again.
Not necessarily. It's kind of like, well, we can talk about that in a little bit, but yeah. All right.
Throw it over there.
Yeah, we could do it like. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode of DangIT Podcast, episode 288. My name is Justin.
I'm Gabe.
And thanks for watching. #bye, everyone. Eat. Win.